Hey everybody, welcome back to Better Computer. My name is Matt, and today I'm going to walk you through some of the things you can do with Claude Cowork, which just launched to Max subscribers in a preview format, but should be releasing widely probably pretty soon. But basically, Cowork is a way to do some of the things you can do with Claude Code, but with a more user-centric interface that's a little less developer-y. And so let's give you three examples of the sorts of things you can do. So at a very basic level, it's able to interact with files on your computer. So I've got my desktop over here, and it's looking an absolute mess. So let's go ahead and click the file icon down here and give it access to my desktop. So we're working in my desktop, and let's just give it a simple command. My desktop folder is a mess. I'd like you to organize it into folders with similar types of files so it's easier to navigate. Right? Pretty simple. That's what I want to do. I've got screenshots, images, I got a 3D file here. Like there's all sorts of messes here. So it is saying, yep, I can see this. You've got all these files. Let me create a clear folder structure and organize everything for you. So now it's doing its thing. You can see it's created all these files or these folders, and then it should, in a second, move all of the files on my desktop into them. And we're seeing some of them moved. Looks like the audio files still need to move. There they are. The 3D file and the ISO need to move as well. So it's just kind of doing its thing. Be warned, this is interacting with your file system. It has the ability to delete files. Be careful. Definitely a thing to know. It cannot move these, like it can't physically move them like over here, so it won't do that. But yeah, you can see my 3D file is in there. The audio files are in here. There's one image here. There's screenshots here. I wonder why it's separated out. That one is because these are PNGs, and that one's, yeah, I think that one's a JPEG. So, or no, it is a PNG. Weird. And then here's Bazite as a ISO. So yeah, it did that. I can just move these over here, and boom, my desktop's cleaned up. So that's one use case. You can use it to help bring sanity to folders on your computer. Speaking of folders that are insane, let me go ahead and pull up my downloads folder. And the most recent file here is a CSV. This is just sample data. It's not real, so don't get too hung up on it. But like, let's say as a product manager or someone just at work, I have some data and I'd like to turn this into a visualization. Well, I can do that I could just open this in Numbers and start generating charts, and that could work. But let's see what we can do. So I'm going to go ahead and copy the file name here. I'm going to start a new task. I'm going to give it access to my downloads folder in this case. And you can choose any folder. I just happen to have done everything in desktop and downloads so far. So I'm going to say, can you look at and generate a HTML file that visualizes this data in as many ways as you think are relevant, right? And so this is a thing that I've actually done for real, where I've had real data that's not private, just to be clear, but just like real data that I want to visualize somehow. And there are times where it's a little tricky to just like open it in Numbers and make a chart. Maybe the data is formatted oddly, or you're getting into pivot table territory, which is something that I just haven't figured out yet. But this is going to make an HTML file that's going to kind of try to visualize this. We'll see what it does. We'll let this kind of grind for a second. Okay, there we go. It took about a minute, but now we can see there is a file created. And oh boy, I see the purple of AI slop right here. So okay, so it's gonna generate this 12 GPUs tested, 3 architectures, max, average power draw, okay? And so it's basically combining these. We should validate this, but based on my experience, this is probably right. Here's the different devices and the FPS at different resolutions, performance to power efficiency. So again, this is just a kind of mocked up example, but it's cool to see the sorts of things it can do for you. And for our final task, I want to make a visualization of what's going on in my downloads folder. There's a ton of stuff in here, so what's in here? Similarly, make me a simple HTML page that helps me visualize it to get an idea for what's in there. So we'll let it grind for a minute or so here and see what it spits out. Okay, so it's created storage analyzer. Did it actually put it? It did put it in the folder, so let's see if it works. Okay, interesting visualization. So it did create it. It knows how much is in there. It looks like movie files and MP3s are taking up the most space, and then here are some of the files that are the largest. So these are like transition files. This is a screencast. This is another video. So yeah, that gives me an idea for what's in here. This visualization is a little messed up. Looks like it does scale, but yeah. A little janky, but kind of nice, right? Kind of interesting. So yeah, so then I could do like the other thing that I did previously, where I said, okay, can you clean up this folder? I had really a lot of typos in there, so I could clean up my downloads folder. I probably will actually do that. Yeah, so that's some of the use cases for Claude Cowork. Is it worth signing up for a Max subscription for this? Absolutely not. I wouldn't say that's the case. But if you are in a Max plan and you want to try it out, what's the worst that could happen? It could delete your entire hard drive. So yeah, be careful out there. But yeah, that's it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.